Fergal, Making Gainz, which is I don't watch many channels, but I've watched yours for the last year. There's a lot of poison on YouTube and toxic, but you're maybe 6 or 7 of the channels that I've watched. So you've just been on the Sean Atwood podcast, so that's going to be coming out in the last 6 weeks. So how was Sean and Jen?
It was great, mate. It was nice meeting Sean and Jen. And I thought it was a good bit of crack, wasn't it? I mean, we went on for about an hour and a half, and I reckon, what do you reckon, about half an hour we'll get took out or something?
No, I've just been speaking to the cameraman. He seems to think there's a good hour and a half footage.
Really, aye. So
particularly with some of the other things that we were talking about with the videos. What kind of things was Sean asking you then?
Well, obviously, you get some stories when you're on the doors, and there's a little purple Aki story in there. Mm. There's a few confrontations, funny stories, serious stories, gory stories. There's a little bit of everything in there, and I think that he seemed pleased with it all, didn't he? So
lots of stories on. I mean,
also the burglary story. We covered that. You know what I mean?
That's quite commonly known in the YouTube environment the last couple of months. Obviously, it wasn't pleasant for yourself.
But have you seen Pulp Fiction before?
Yeah.
Do you know when Vincent Vega says when he gets his car scratched? Mm-hmm. And he goes, if I could have caught him doing that, it would have been worth him scratching me car to catch him scratching me car. That's how I kind of felt about it.
But no, you've done a lot of stories on what it's like to be an every single day doorman in arguably one of the most hectic party
nighttime environments.
Yeah. And that's how you make your living.
And I'm not a superstar or anything. It's just because I do it full time and some of the venues that I've worked at, and there's loads of doormen who've got stories like that. But yeah, it was good, aye.
So Fergal from Making Gainz is going to be coming very soon to the Sean Atwood podcast. I love Sean. He's a great guy. He gets a lot of the crap. Have you seen a lot of the silly stuff?
Do you know what it is, right?
Success.
Well, misery loves company, doesn't it? As they say. But I've stayed out. I've been off YouTube hardly for the last 2 months because I just wanted to take a break from it. But obviously, with this sort of thing coming up, and there's a couple of guests coming on my show soon, thought why not dip my feet back in? Do you know what I mean?
Do you ever get sick of YouTube and you think, oh, I'm sick of this crap?
I have, mate. That's why I've been off for a little bit. I've just thought, you know what, is this what I'm all about? All these stupid arguments, but when there's interesting stuff coming off and there's a few more to come up shortly, I enjoy it all and it's been great, you know what I mean? That today, that was do you know...
It's a pleasure to do, isn't it? Rather than all the season grass, season on, season all crap and just brings your mood down. And it's all negative. It's all it's all utter nonsense. It's all playground stuff. And this is 60-year-old men.
It is, aye. I mean, I used to watch Sean Atwood ages ago about, I used to like this podcast with the now disgraced Wilfred Wong. I used to think they were good. And I liked all his David Icke stuff.
Yeah.
I've watched some of Sean's stuff's been absolutely brilliant in the past, and I enjoyed watching it. So by me coming on YouTube and doing YouTube, meeting you, where I've enjoyed your books, now meeting and even appearing on Sean's thing, that's the positive side.
Yeah.
So I just kind of want to just try and keep it all positive and keep the negative.
So next couple of weeks, you're going to be busy. Obviously, you obviously have Alan Thompson, who's a local lad. There's a few guests I can put your way.
Well, Gary last night was speaking to Dino Lynch Ward.
Gary Fairby.
Aye, and Gary reckons he's going to come on with him next week. Right. So, and Eddie Elwood's supposed to be coming on soon as well. So, like I say, it should be should roll a few good ones out. You know what I mean?
So you're never going to get to the point where you're going to get involved with the nonsense, because people have tried to drag you down to that, haven't they?
To some extent I have, and what it is, I dragged myself into it, but you know what it is, I'm done with it now, you know what I mean? I'm done with that,
So, Fergal, I'm a big fan of your channel. Even my wife is. She's never met you, and she was like, "What a nice guy he is."
Yeah.
So anyone who wants to follow Fergal's channel, it's called Making Gainz. I'm going to put the link in the bio to this video. So give it a click, give it a subscribe. And as I said, you know, there's a saying which is something like, never let anyone walk through your man with dirty feet. And, you know, you can easily get dragged into all the nonsense.
Yeah.
But I think you're one of about 6 or 7 channels I watch religiously. So do you know what? You need to get cracking mate and one of your stuff, because... You know, there's a lot of Neanderthals on YouTube of, just discovered fire. Do you know what I mean? You look at my pint, and they'll kick off. It's just nonsense, and you can easily get dragged into it.
Do you know what it is, right? I think Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah, because that's gone. It's now being replaced with YouTube.
Until a couple of people done themselves in. I think Jeremy Kyle was like the longest running daytime TV show.
But now,
one of the longest ones
playing out on YouTube daily.
Aye. Well, as we sort of talked about at the end of the show, and that would thing, like that's the new platform now, isn't it? Like they're like, people don't watch the TV no more unless they're watching a film,
football or boxing or something. I don't watch television.
Aye. Even your films, you watch them on like Netflix.
Yeah.
Or
people
Disney
rarely watch television. It's all YouTube and it's like the papers. I spoke to Colin Hart a couple of years back, who was the chief writer for The Sun in the Boxing News, and he said 10 years ago, before smartphones come out, The Sun used to sell 4.6 to 4.7 million copies a day. Now it sells 600 to 700,000 because everyone can read it. Smartphone, it's free. So everyone's got phone, everyone's got YouTube, it's free. And that's the way forward.
And do you know what it is as well? Like, it's the same with the Oscars where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Apparently, like 20 years ago, it had 1 billion views. Now, I think it only had 8 million viewers or something when that happened. But obviously, so they need drama like that and like spice it up, don't they?
So you're going to keep away from drama and just focus on the positive stuff.
100%, mate, you know what I mean? Keeping it all.
Yeah, I've had you on my channel, Fergal, and I'll have you on again, mate. So as I said, give Fergal a follow, click on the link, and give his channel a subscription. Absolute pleasure speaking to you, Fergal. Cheers.